Good evening. I would like to call to order the Keizer City Council in regular session. It is Monday, November 21st, 2022, and ask our city recorder to please call roll.
Councilor Herrera.
Here.
Councilor Reed.
Here.
Councilor Kohler.
Here.
Mayor Clark.
Here.
Council President Smith.
She's excused this evening.
Councilor Starr. Here. Councilor Duran.
Here.
And Youth Councilor Sarmiento.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. If you are able to, I ask you to rise and please all join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, happy Thanksgiving week, everybody. And tonight, we have nothing under special orders of business, and we do have some committee reports, some folks to hear to bring us up to date on work of our fabulous committees. We'll start with David Loudon with the Parks Board report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Is this on?
It is on.
Rhonda Rich appeared before the board and thanked the park staff for the awesome trail to the river in Parmesia Park. She thanked Matt Loyer for his ongoing volunteerism efforts to clean up area parks and voiced support for the planned artificial turf fields at Keizer Rapids. Robert Smith voiced concerns regarding the litter and dog waste in the wooded areas of Keizer Rapids Park. He stated details on how many bags that he had picked up over the past few months and concluded nothing that he thought he brought to the attention of the park staff. Mike Blassie gave a presentation regarding the benefits of being designated a tree city and the process for receiving this designation. City Manager Adam Brown explained he thought the city already had spent the required amount on funds on trees, but he would need documentation. Discussion followed regarding the deadline, volunteer hours, and environmental benefits. Mr. Brown indicated that he would look into the budget details related to the application. Board members agreed by consent that the December 31st deadline could not be met. Keizer Rapids Park, new pavement of the trail to the river from the disc golf area and the parking lot at the disc golf area is being widely used and is much enjoyed. The turf field. The committee has chosen option A. Engineers estimated that $10 million. Mr. Brown told the board that the city has $4 million. Bill Lawyer is working on a plan to remove items from the original build and to be constructed at a later time when funds become available. Staff report. A trail project by Eagle Scout Nicholas Elder from Troop 20, brother of the Eagle Scout that painted the gazebo, is complete. Ivy logs and invasive plants were removed. Path was filled with compact aggregate, and the path is being frequently given a unique view, used frequently, and given a new unique view of the river. Gazebo was damaged by fire, and it will be repainted as weather allows. Leaf season is underway. The staff is mowing when possible. The paths will be cleared. We are 5 months into the budget cycle, and we received no grant applications. He urged board members to get out the word. Pavement at the Keizer Project Park went well. ADA handicap stalls are scheduled to be painted at the boat dock. As soon as the river gets a little higher, the boat ramp will be removed. Matt Lawyer reported on recent cleanups at Wallace House Park and thanked the staff for their help. I have times. I'm getting old. My mouth doesn't always work.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Any questions from council? Councilor Kohler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Mr. Loudon. Thank you for being here and bringing such a concise report. One of the questions, you talked about the grant monies for projects and things. Mr. Elder on his project received a $2,000 grant from one of the unions, plumbers, steam fitters, and HVAC union. And so he'd received his funds outside of the city, so that will help that'll help for other projects that we need to do. So I just wanted to mention that he had kind of gone above and beyond on as far as the fundraising part.
Thank you.
So if we can get posts out there, maybe on Facebook or on our website for sharing information about the grant programs, deadlines, requirements, and so forth, I'm sure we'll be happy to share that out on our social media as well. People have great ideas in this community, and to be able to to use those grant funds this year, I think would be fantastic.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
All right, thank you very much. Francisco Saldivar for planning. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The councilors, thank you. We had I would say, rather short meeting, probably one of the shortest ones I can recall, right? Yeah, the topic was, well, you're seeing on your agenda, we were proposing, recommending some changes to the development code in regards to the stormwater management area. Mr. Lawyer probably could give you some details on it, but from what I remember, it was a requirement for our permitted, I think they call it, phase 2, is that correct? Was maybe, when we first got it, there was some regulation, and that's now a little bit more firmed up, and we had to adjust our development code to meet the regulations for DEQ and our stormwater management. And so we are putting an entire new code, and it's just going to call it stormwater management. And we've been, from what I understand, contractors have already been following the code, so it isn't like a change that someone's going to be like, oh my goodness, why are we doing this? It's been going on for quite some time, and the county is in the same boat that we are, and so all the builders in the area have followed these rules for quite some time already. And that was it. It was 25 minutes. Crazy, yes, it was an in and out meeting, yeah, it was, yeah.
Efficient.
Yes, very efficient, yeah.
Well, that's good news that we've already been doing a lot of this work in terms of using these standards already, so it won't be a huge burden, and we're already doing what is necessary to protect our watersheds and our river and streams. So that's really good news that we're on top of that already. Any other questions or comments from council? All right. Well,
Thank
that was
you.
something to be thankful for, right?
Happy Thanksgiving, yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. That's everybody I have signed up for committee reports. Is there anyone else here to give a committee report before we go to public comment? Okay. We will now go to public comment. This time is provided for citizens to address the council on any matters other than those on the agenda scheduled for public hearing. We have 2 public hearings scheduled for this evening. The first is the Ocean Sushi and Teriyaki liquor license application, change of ownership, trade name. And 7B, the ordinance declaring a lien against property located at 866 Dearborn Avenue Northeast, Keizer, and directing the city recorder to enter such lien into the minor lien docket. So if you're here for one of those, stay tuned. And for public testimony, we're going to start off with the one and only Corey Falardo, talking about the Keizer Chamber holiday events. It is on. I know, there's so much going on.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor Clark, and good evening to the rest of you fantastic people up there. So first and foremost, I want to start out with how excited I am that we are right in the midst of our holiday giving program. And we are getting tags filled, and businesses are asking for more. Community members are asking for more tags, and we are reaching out to schools to get more families. which is a fantastic problem to have on both sides. So thank you to the community of Keizer and our schools for making this project possible. And then I'd like to start with what's happening this week. We have our Turkey Dash. It's a pajama party. It's the 10th annual Turkey Dash. It happens on Thanksgiving. We encourage you to register. It's too late to register with a shirt, but you can still register and come out to run. Wear your favorite pajamas or coordinate with a buddy or your dog or a goat, whatever can be on a leash, can come to the Turkey Dash and be a part of. You can you can run through the neighborhood of Gubser area and Keizer Station, and we will give awards out for the best dressed group and individual for your greatest pajamas, and then the top male-female runner and the top male-female kid runner. So it'll be a great time. I'd like to thank the sponsors for that is Bark Boys and then Lowe's Keizer Station, of course, and we'll have some great treats out there to, fuel up those runners and give them a real good sugar high to get through that run. And then we have our Christmas tree lighting happening December 6th. It's at Wallery Plaza, right down there, smack center in River Road, right next to Keizer Town Square. If you don't know where that big tree is, it's right there. It starts at 6 o'clock, and Santa will be showing up at 6:30. We'll have the McNary choir there to lead us in Christmas carols. And if you got to join us for Keizer Fest, you may have saw our stilt walker. She will be back for some entertainment at the tree lighting this year. She's amazing. We're super pumped to have her back. We'll get candy canes, and kids will be able to see Santa. We will pick 2 kiddos from the audience to help Santa throw the switch. And then we will wish Santa good luck on their way to start filling those Christmas needs and wants for the rest of the town. And then on December 7th, for the holiday giving baskets down at Santa Central, at the Keizer Lions Club, we have gift wrapping for all the gifts that we'll be getting in for the Giving Basket program. And that starts at 4 p.m. until we're finished. Last year, we wrapped over 1,100 gifts that night, so you're there for a while. So plan to bring a roll or 2 of wrapping paper or gift bags. And we have enough scissors and tape this year stored up from previous years that we can do that. And it's a good time. We have some cocoa and some light snacks and have a good time wrapping. And the following day on the 8th is gift box prep. We will make our food box prep. We'll make all of our food boxes for the families that we'll serve. And that goes pretty quick. So if you want to come be a part of that, it takes about an hour tops to get those 300 food boxes made because we have so many people show up down at the Keizer Lions Club. And then
What time?
4 to when we're finished. And then a holiday giving basket delivery starts at 9 a.m. that Saturday, December 10th. We ask that community members come out and we will load your car with a box of gifts and a food box and hand you directions to a family's home. We'll take down your license plate and driver's license number, and you get to go deliver that box of gifts and food to the families. It's a great way that we can involve everybody in Keizer in this program, and a really unique way for all of us to give back to those that are needing a little extra support this Christmas. And then when that's finished, we shift into Holiday Lights Parade mode, which you'll notice that Lock Haven will shut down around 3:30 for parade staging. And then the rest of River Road will close at 6. Oh, I'm hurrying. We'll have our Jingle Dash run, and then the parade starts at 7 p.m. right down River Road. We're really excited, and Santa will be there again to celebrate Christmas with us. So come out, bring your chairs, bring a cover, and plan to have a good time.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's hard to get that all in 5 minutes, but you're going to do the majority of this in 1 week. So hats off to you, the Keizer Chamber staff, volunteers, and the Keizer community. That is great news on the giving trees, and just speaks to the generosity of the Keizer community. If people know of additional families that need support, should they go to their school folks or directly to Chamber, or which? Both?
It would be best if you could let your school counselor know. They can enter you on the form, which comes directly to me, and then we can make those tags up for you, for your family to go in the community. Our very last intake day is going to be November 28th. So it's imperative that if you are feeling like you need support, to contact your school counselor now, because we don't want to miss serving you. And every kiddo in your home under the age of 18 gets served. So if you live with a family that has kids and you're like, hey, my kid goes to school, but their toddlers don't, can they still get presents? The answer is yes, they can still get presents. Let us know all the kids under age 18 in your home.
Perfect. Fantastic. Any questions, Councilor Kohler?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Mrs. Filardo. The time and location of the Turkey Dash, again,
Yes, that is at the Keizer Station Lowe's at Eulalie Drive, 6225 Eulalie Drive, I believe.
what time?
The race starts at 8 a.m. There's a short packet pickup time at 7:15 to 7:45. So if you don't pick your packet up and you're running the day before, which those runners already know all their information, so you can pick up stuff before. And we'll do a Best Dress Pajama Awards before the race starts. So if you want to win that, come dressed for that.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Everything's on the website, and the Chamber website is?
KeizerChamber.com.
All right.
Or
fantastic.
Keizer Chamber Facebook page.
And we'll all keep on sharing out. Thank you so much, Corey, and thank you for that bright smile and all the energy that goes into this. Appreciate that. And they're not here tonight from the folks doing the Miracle of Christmas, but we won't have another meeting before that opens, and that will be opening, I believe, on December 2nd for the Christmas lights through the Gubser neighborhood. Watch for, well, people are already putting their lights up and getting ready for that to open. And so that goes through the Gubser neighborhood and supports our fantastic Marion Polk Food Share. One of their biggest, I think it is their biggest individual fundraiser each year. So come ready to enjoy that over the next several weeks. And I believe council night for that will be on December 3rd, for those who can make it. All right, anybody else for public comment tonight? Going once, going twice. All right, we will go then to our public hearings. I'm going to open a public hearing for the Ocean Sushi and Teriyaki liquor license application, change of ownership, trade name. This goes to,
Madam Mayor, Council, Ms. Davis is going to
all right,
cover this item.
thank you.
Thanks. On October 24th, the city received an application for a change of ownership for the liquor license for Ocean Sushi and Teriyaki located at 3843 River Road North. This is for a limited on-premises license. The name was Ocean Sushi, and they're adding the teriyaki and new owners. So as required by our ordinance, a public hearing was scheduled, the notice was sent out and published. The police department has completed the background checks and has no reason to recommend denial of the application. The planning and zoning requirements are approved. So anyway, it's recommended that the public hearing be open to allow testimony from the applicant or other interested individuals, and on completion it be closed. It's further recommended that council recommend approval of the application and forward this to OLCC for their recommendation.
All right. Thank you very much. Any questions on the staff report or the information included in the packet? Do we have anybody signed up for public testimony this evening? We don't have anybody signed up. Is there anyone here who'd like to address the council under this public hearing? Hearing none, anything else before we close the public hearing? Public hearing is now closed. Councilor Reed.
I move the Keizer City Council recommend approval of the application for a change of ownership for the liquor license for Ocean Sushi and Teriyaki under the guidelines as established by ORS 471.178 and the ordinances of the city of Keizer.
Second.
I move. It has been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council recommend approval of the application for a change of ownership for the liquor license for Ocean Sushi and Teriyaki under the guidelines as established by ORS 471.178 and the ordinances of the city of Keizer. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously with one absent, that's Council President Smith. I will now open a public hearing for the ordinance, item 7B, ordinance declaring a lien against property located at 866 Dearborn Avenue Northeast, Keizer, Oregon, and directing the city recorder to enter such lien into the minor lien docket pursuant to ordinance number 94-282, nuisance abatement procedure declaring an emergency. Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. This matter comes before you for a public hearing for a lien for nuisance abatement under both the solid waste ordinance and the housing code. We had a home recently that had significant damage and the city went in. The property owner was cooperative but did not have the funds to pay it, has indicated that they will make monthly payments. And the issue was significant solid waste on the property as well as electrical issues. There's no heat in the residence, and there was safety issues with regard to the electrical problems. Staff got the items fixed and is now before you for public hearing and determination. The recommendation is, if there's no objections or questions, to adopt the ordinance declaring the lien. And so with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions on the staff report? Is there anyone signed up for public testimony? There is nobody signed up for public testimony. Is there anyone here who would like to address the council on this matter? Anything further from council? The only thing I would add at this point is a big thank you to the city staff for working with the homeowner on this. It was indeed significant and a health and safety issue for the homeowner, and really appreciate the attention that and the just great care that was provided to the homeowner in this matter. All right, Councilor Reed. Anything else? Public hearing now closed. Councilor Reed.
I move the Keizer City Council adopt ordinance number 2022 declaring a lien against property located at 866 Dearborn Avenue Northeast in Keizer, Oregon, and directing the city recorder to enter such lien in the minor lien docket pursuant to ordinance number 94-282, nuisance abatement procedure declaring an emergency.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt ordinance number 2022 declaring a lien against property located at 866 Dearborn Avenue Northeast, Keizer, Oregon, and directing the city recorder to enter such lien into minor lien docket pursuant to ordinance number 94-282, nuisance abatement procedure declaring an emergency. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed signify by saying no. Hearing no objection, motion passes unanimously with one absent, as Council President Smith. That concludes the public hearings for this evening, and we will now go to administrative action. Item 8A, resolution authorizing a temporary suspension of the ordinance prohibiting street vendors, and a resolution authorizing temporary uses subject to conditions for Jingle Dash 5K Run Walk and Keizer Holiday Lights Parade 2022. Who's this go to? Mr. Brown? Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. This matter is similar to what we do with the Iris Fest or Keizer Festival. I guess with this parade also, we have before you two resolutions and a minute motion. Keizer Chamber has put forth the application for the Jingle Dash as well as the Festival of Lights, Holiday Lights Parade. The first resolution has to do with suspending the ordinance prohibiting street vendors that, similar to the Keizer Fest Parade, street vendors are prohibited from blocking any pedestrian or vehicular right-of-ways. And the second resolution is with regard to waiving fees for both the Jingle Dash Run as well as the Holiday Lights Parade. Excuse me, I skipped one. The resolution is actually authorizing, the second resolution is authorizing the temporary use for signage and other temporary use items. You can see this in the staff report with regard to signage and flags and that sort of thing. Then the third minute motion is, if you wish, is after those resolutions to determine if you want to waive the fees with regard to the Jingle Dash and the Keizer Holiday Lights Parade. And those details are set forth in the staff report. And so with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Any questions on the staff report on either of these items? Okay, seeing none, Councilor Reed.
I move the Keizer City Council adopt Resolution R 2022 authorizing a temporary suspension of the ordinance prohibiting street vendors.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt Resolution R 2022 authorizing a temporary suspension of the ordinance prohibiting street vendors. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously with one absent, Council President Smith. Councilor Reed.
I move the Keizer City Council adopt Resolution R 2022 authorizing temporary use subject to conditions for Jingle Dash 5K Run Walk and Keizer Holiday Lights Parade of 2022.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt Resolution R 2022 authorizing temporary use subject to conditions for Jingle Dash 5K Run Walk and Keizer Holiday Lights Parade 2022. Anything further? Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed signify by saying no. Hearing no objection, motion passes unanimously with one absent, Council President Smith. All right, that concludes the administrative.
One more.
Do I have, that was an or. Oh, to suspend the fees.
Yes.
Councilor, thank you. I appreciate that. Councilor Reed.
I move the Keizer City Council waive all fees for the December 10th, 2022 Jingle Dash 5K Run Walk and the Keizer Holiday Lights Parade.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council waive all fees for the December 10, 2022 Jingle Dash 5K Run Walk and the Keizer Holiday Lights Parade. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed signify by saying no. Hearing no objection, motion passes unanimously with one absent, that's Council President Smith.
May I make a comment?
Yes, sir.
For the last 4 years, I've had opportunity to work with the Chamber of Commerce, and I see all the people that are involved in putting all this together, and it's just flat amazing to see everybody come together for such a great thing for our community, and just a big thank you to the Chamber.
I would second that wholeheartedly. Thank you very much. Tonight we have two items on the consent calendar. Councilor Reed, you want to read the items on tonight's consent calendar?
We have item 9A, a resolution amending Resolution R 2021-3215, recognizing national observances and commemorative heritage months, to add Older Americans Month and remove Irish American Heritage Month, Law Day, Constitution Day, and Citizenship Day. And item B, approval of the November 7, 2022 regular session minutes.
Thank you very much. I'll be pulling A. Anybody need to pull B for any discussion? Okay, Councilor Reed.
I move that the Keizer City Council approve the consent calendar item 9B, approval of the November 7th, 2022 regular session minutes.
Second.
Consent calendar item 9B has been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed signify by saying no. Hearing no objection, motion passes unanimously with one absent, Council President Smith. On 9A, I am pulling this with a proposed change. Every year I do, at the request of the Daughters of the American Revolution, a resolution for Constitution Week, which is what is actually issued on the national and the state level. And I would like to swap that one in for the ones that are coming out. This is one that we do want to on an annual basis. This is already done nationally, and I would like to keep that, put that into the list instead of this Constitution Day, Citizenship Day combination, which is being pulled, and I have no objection to that. So that is the friendly amendment I'm going to make to this resolution to add that in and swap it in. So with that, Councilor Reed, to move 9A.
Okay, so let me just get
I'll
this
make
clear.
I'll make it as a friendly amendment to see if that will get on there, and then we can have the conversation.
Okay. I move the Keizer City Council approve consent calendar item 9A, amending resolution R 2021-3215, or -3215, recognizing national observances and commemorative/heritage months, to add Older Americans Month and remove Irish American Heritage Month, Law Day, Constitution Day, and Citizenship Day.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Keizer City Council adopt consent calendar item 9A, a friendly amendment to add in Constitution Week. Would the mover accept that?
Yes.
Would the second accept that?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Madam Mayor.
Mr. Johnson?
So this is a formal resolution, so need a little help here. You're looking basically to add that next to Older Americans Month
Yes,
as an addition.
yes.
I'm presuming we don't need to have a description about it. We'll just put in, I'm sorry, again, it was a Constitution Week?
Constitution Week.
Okay.
It's one that I do, as long as I can remember. I've been doing that every year since I took office as mayor. And this is a nationally recognized week. Sorry, I lost my tab here. I had it open. Proclamation. There we go. Yeah, this is done on nationally. There's one from the president. I'd have to check on the state of Oregon in here, but this is something that I've done every year for the last 8 years, and I believe it was done by the prior administration as well.
Madam Mayor.
Councilor Reed.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to clarify too, this recommendation is coming through the Community Diversity Engagement Committee. And when we first started, this list of commemorative months was kind of a combination of things that we've traditionally done. Mr. Wood had come up with a list of these commemorative months that was different by the time he got to it the second time. So this is not something that is generally set in stone. This list that we were working with to begin with was a list of suggestions. So I just wanted to be transparent about where we came up with these particular months, and the Community Diversity Engagement Committee went through and figured out which ones were relevant to our community and important to honor in our community. And acknowledging that this is a beginning, that this is a beginning of understanding of different cultures that are represented within Keizer, and the beginning of understanding of those, with the understanding that we have much work to do yet to really appreciate and embrace those perspectives.
Thank you. Mr. Wood, and then I'll go to Councilor.
Madam Mayor, City Council. Also as a reminder, Madam Mayor, you're free to do any proclamation that you so choose. This is strictly just a list of things that will be recognized by the city. So, running on our reader board, those kind of things. But you're still free to welcome and bring the Constitution Week proclamation. So there's no prohibition if it's not on our list.
And thank you, and understood. And there's some that I do that I'll have to go back and look at my records that we might want to also bring to the committee. But this was one that we have done very consistently over the years. It's been important for recognizing the Constitution under which we've all been living, and that is so foundational to the form of government and governance that we have. So that's why I wanted to add that in specifically on the list. And I'm going to go to Councilor Herrera, if I may. You had your hand up, sir. And then I'll go to Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I appreciate the explanation Councilor Reed just gave us. I was wondering how we got there. And how did the committee, and I realize it's open, how do we get to they're the ones that recommended we take those out, Constitution. How did they get to Constitution Day being removed? That's what I was curious. Because I realized it can change, but.
Yeah. I've never done that one, actually. Constitution Day has always been weak.
And then Tim answered the question about you can still, even if it's not one of the days recognized, you can make a proclamation anyway. So
Yeah.
it's good to know that you can do that. So I guess my question is, how did we get here? Say, why did we move forward and replace the Law Day, Irish Heritage Month? What was the reason behind removing those again? One more time?
Sure.
Mr. Wood?
I'll go ahead and address that. The principal reason was we were looking at, from the CDEC point of view, things that really tied to a people group more than anything else. And because Irish American really, in the committee's view, tied more towards a country, we decided that really wasn't applicable to the list of observances that we had. The other ones are similar. They didn't really necessarily tie to a group of people. And so that's why we made the recommendation to pull them off of the list. But again, you're free to recognize those as you so choose.
Thank you for that explanation. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Mr. Brown?
Yes, Madam Mayor and Council, there have a potential paragraph to add to the resolution to describe the Constitution Week from the webpage of the Daughters of the American Revolution. It says, United States Constitution, America's most important document, stands as a testament to the tenacity of Americans throughout history to maintain their liberties, freedoms, and inalienable rights. And Constitution Week is celebrated annually during the week of September 17th through the 23rd to commemorate its history, importance, and bring to attention to how it serves still today.
Thank you very much.
Madam Mayor.
Mr. Johnson?
Mr. Brown, that's the dates for this year, I assume, for the week.
I believe so.
So is it typically in a particular month, or did it say?
September,
So,
yeah.
It's always the week during which September 17th falls,
okay.
because September 17th is Constitution Day, and so to make it a week, they just bracket that week in
Excellent.
September.
So, Madam Mayor, if I may, I think the friendly amendment was to add this. I believe Mr. Brown has added an appropriate paragraph. If the friendly, if the amendment and the mover agree to add that, then I would just put the bullet point, Constitution Week, parentheses, September, parentheses, in the paragraph that Mr. Brown just read.
Is that acceptable to the mover?
Yes.
To the second?
Yes, but I'm hearing an explanation.
Well, and
I heard a yes, but.
yes, but I would also like to add to this resolution a list of the actual days, because this resolution is referring to the commemorative months and heritage months without actually listing them. So I would like to be able to list those as part of this document if that's not out of order. And Mr. Wood, do you have a list of that? I was looking through I didn't bring the right materials for that.
I did not bring the list as well.
I know who has it. The person sitting next to you. Tracy always reminds me when I've got a proclamation coming up.
I don't have it with me.
Right. But I think as far as, getting this calendared, I think that is something that can be done.
You're not intending to put it in the actual resolution because it would change every year.
The months won't, but days might. Like Small Business Saturday is always the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and that date changes. Things like that I always do that because we want to support our small businesses. Mr. Brown?
Yes, again, Madam Mayor and Council, to stand corrected, the dates are set every year for September 17th through 23rd.
Okay.
Which was
So
approved by
it's not
Congress.
a calendar week, in other words.
Right.
Okay, so I had that wrong. Okay, thank you for that correction.
So the 17th to,
The 23rd,
so we can put that in there.
okay.
So So as the motion stands, that is added in the bullet point after older Americans on page 2, approximately line 24, bullet point Constitution Week, September 17-23, and then the description from Mr. Brown. Is that acceptable?
I'm good, but is that good with the mover?
Yes.
Okay, second?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Counselor Reed?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I guess that since I don't have the list, I would just like to refer people to the Community Diversity Engagement Committee notes for that, and make sure that we have some kind of an attachment on our city website that lists all those commemorative months just all in one place so that we have that easily accessible.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
We worked on this a lot. It would be nice to all have one in one place after we make
I
these
thought I saw them
corrections.
on the website. I thought I saw the days.
Yeah.
It could have been on the.
Yeah, so just making sure that they're there, because, yeah, anyway, so, and that's more of a comment than a
And,
part
you
of
know,
the motion.
And to Mr. Brown's point that it is in the purview of the mayor to accept requests for additional proclamations and resolutions. One of the things that I have made a point of doing that even when it is a national or statewide recognition, when drafting the proclamation, having the nexus to Keizer has been paramount. So there's a lot of good things in the world. We could spend every meeting doing lots of proclamations for all the good things in the world that we want to believe in and believe toward. But what has been important is to very deliberately connect the dots where it relates to Keizer, and also to either discuss or point toward action that we can take. Again, we can believe and like and support, but there's actions that can go with that. And what I try to do is look for that and listen, talk to people, get ideas that we can incorporate into those proclamations, so they are also a call to action as much as I can possibly find something that we can do as a community. So that is something that I think that is important in those proclamations, that they are a call to action. So I just want to put that in there for clarification. Any further discussion? Councilor Starr?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just have a grammatical change that I think we should make. It would be on line 20 of the first page of the ordinance. It reads to remove lay day, and it should read law day.
Good catch.
Got it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for catching that. Okay, anything further? So that would be as amended and corrected.
And on line 24.
Okay. And line 24.
If we could just do it right after.
Okay, anything else? All right, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, signify by saying no. Hearing no objection, motion passes unanimously with one absent. That's Council President Smith. Thank you all very much for the work on that. This takes us to other business. This time is provided to allow the mayor, city council members, or staff an opportunity to bring new or old matters before the council that are not on tonight's agenda. Mr. Brown, does the city staff have any other business to bring to us tonight?
No, Madam Mayor, we don't know.
Any council member have other business to bring to the council tonight? Okay, then let's go to staff updates. Mr. Brown?
You know, it's meeting with some of you at the Chamber Government Affairs Committee, and wasn't sure what to expect, so I made a list of just good things that are going on in the city. But we are making progress on the artificial turf fields at Keizer Rapids Park. Expect to meet with Mr. Lawyer after the holiday to go over the revised estimates and see where we're at. I have a meeting tomorrow with their strategic planning consultants so we can get that going. We're reviewing today was the deadline for the reviewers to look at the agenda management software that will modernize our agenda process. We received a comment this week for Palmacia Park on the next door that I shared with you and was also shared with the frontline staff. And so appreciate the great job they do. And let's see if there's anything. We're working on, there's a lot of infill development that it's very visible to everybody. And then lastly, we're working on the Claggett Creek Trail Project. A little bit of time with the developer. So I know that's in your capital improvement program, and it's something that we've been working on. That's all.
Fantastic. Thank you. Mr. Wood?
The only thing I'll add is continue to conserve water. We are in the midst of the sewer reset period. If you conserve water now, your sewer bill will be lower the rest of the year, and that'll make your pocketbook happy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I have nothing tonight, thank you.
Thank you. Chief?
We have Coffee with the Cop, December 21st at Starbucks on River Road. It's always a good time and hope to see people there.
Thank you very much. Mr. Lawyer?
Nothing tonight. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson?
I have nothing tonight. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
All right, thank you very much. Council member reports. Councilor Duran, can we start with you tonight?
Sure. I went to that very short planning commission meeting, which was very nice, but, going over quickly of what we had been working on was kind of nice, and then seeing, where we were, but nice that it was quick. The Northwest Keizer Neighborhood Association I went to last week, the principal, Eric Jesperson, was there and kind of gave us a little bit of rundown of what's going on in McNary and talked about, their different, achievements, their, let's say, the 96% graduation rate last year.
I'm sorry, what? Say that again, please.
96%. So that's quite an accomplishment. 9 years ago, their graduation rate was 83%. So they've gone up quite a bit. And he's very proud of that, that high level of learning and just their outlook on learning here at McNary is, it's really awesome to see what they're doing. So I think the teachers and the administration there really have a good direction that they're moving. He also had talked about, they were looking for authentic things for the students to do in the community so that they would, not learn from just being in school, but learning from what's going on in the community. So that, I kind of applaud them on that, real world learning, I think, is something that the students really need right now. And so that was nice to hear. They talked about crosswalks on Lock Haven and different things that some of the people in the association were interested in. Someone brought up art on the street for traffic calming, and I think that's been brought up to other people on staff. Mr. Jesperson was interested in that, so that was about it on that. So it was kind of a neat, listening to what he had to say about McNary. Let's see, holidays. I spent Saturday or Sunday morning putting up the holiday lights on River Road. That was nice.
Yay.
We got all those up, and it was cold. And then this Saturday we were putting up the Christmas tree lights. So that's what's happening. Getting ready for the Christmas tree lighting and the parade. So that's what I have.
All right, thank you very much. And thank you to the entire ELF crew for putting up all the decorations on River Road in Chemawa. We noticed on our way to church, and it was just really fun to see. So thank you. Counselor Starr.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I had a Parks meeting, so applaud the work that that board is doing. I too attended with Councilor Duran, the Northwest Keizer Neighborhood Association, and I was giddy that somebody brought up the street painting as well. So we bonded. Stay tuned, be warned, it's coming. Had the opportunity to attend the Soaring Heights Recovery Home fundraising luncheon on Friday at the View at McNary Golf Course. Love that organization and the work they're doing in our community. On Saturday morning, I too was freezing while we planted over 75 trees at Country Glen Park. I attended the Keizer Chamber Government Affairs Committee as well, with Councilors Duran and Reed and Councilor-elect Cross and City Manager Adam Brown. Had also on Saturday, attended the McNary High School Boosters Holiday Bazaar. So that was great. Full house, so it was nice to see that back and gaining steam again. And then I just wanted to commend Chief Teague and the Keizer Police for that meeting with the businesses at Keizer Station. That was very well received and appreciated in the community, so thank you.
Yeah, well done. Thank you very much. Councilor Kohler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just a couple of things. November 9th is a chamber board meeting, and we announced there at the Keizer First Citizens Banquet will be January 21st. So if you have some thoughts or ideas about that, you can share. November 10th, I attended the Volunteer Coordinating Committee. What a great committee. And the 17th, I attended the Traffic Safety Bike Ped Committee for Councilor Smith.
Thank you.
And so they're making very good progress on the committee purpose. They're talking about some bike racks to soon be seen at Keizer Rapids Park and some other areas of Keizer, 15 of them to be in matter of fact.
Wow.
And next month's Traffic Safety Bike Ped Committee has been canceled. And there's some meeting, something going on this week, Thanksgiving, and I know that there are 300 pounds of turkey cooked today, and the stuffing and some other things will be cooked tomorrow, and we'll serve all those at the Keizer Community Dinner from 3 to 6 at St. Edward. So come on over and have a turkey dinner with us, enjoy. Again, the number of people that it takes to put all that together is mind-boggling, and how they all just work together and get along and say, you know what, let's do this. They all do it with the right attitude, and it's just great to be involved in that group. And then, then we have all the other things going on, the tree lighting and everything else we've already talked about. So it's just an exciting time of year. So come partake of the festivities and the Christmas spirit.
All right, thank you very much. Looking forward to that community dinner this week, and thank you for all your work. I know you've been very active supporting that and been out at the grill sometimes in the heat. Thank you so much. All right, and question on the bike racks. Were these going to be produced by the CTEC students?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. I was hoping that had happened.
I think they're already produced.
Oh, already done.
And Mr. Sangster was trying to see if they would paint them black and orange or something, but.
No.
Well, they have that, they do that gonzo knitting where they knit covers over, things like light poles and everything. You might find some of them with different colors around them, It kind of protects your bicycle.
Okay.
Just a thought. All right, thank you. Delighted to hear that our CTEC students are producing those. I know he really worked hard to get that to happen.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Councilor Reed, 96% graduation rate?
Yes, and we worked very hard to make that happen, so we are very proud of that. So I just wanted to mention the Keizer Times holiday guide that came out in the mail recently. There are so many different things going on in the holidays in our area, and so that was a really great resource that I would call your attention to. This Saturday, there's an open house at the Elsinore at 3 p.m. that I'm going to be attending. There's also there will be a homeless youth summit next Wednesday at 4 p.m. and so that will be an interesting and important event. And I just thought I'd give you a bit of an update on our Newburgh Drive neighbors and that little that fence. There's a new fence. So the district replaced that section of fence, made it 2 inches higher and made the little chain links really teeny so feet can't go in there. So that gate is much more regulated than it has been before. I'm sure, it will be a challenge and kids will still get over it, but it's a lot harder. So, yeah, and Chief Teague has something to say about that too.
It's 2 feet higher. It's a good 7 feet tall.
Yes, it is 2 feet higher. Yeah, the only thing is they put the chain link fence up on top of the graffiti that was on that fence. I'm not quite sure how that will get addressed now, but it's there. And so that problem will be much more easily monitored, especially because with a new parking lot, there's so much more parking. There's no need really to be parking in the neighborhood. So anyway, just thought I'd give an update on that.
Thank you. Yeah. I have all sorts of visuals with that tiny chain link. All right, I'll have to go walk by there on one of my rounds when I walk the neighborhood with my dog. All right, well, thank you for that, and thank you to you and all of your colleagues for the hard work that you continue to put in as teachers at our world-class McNary High School. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Councilor Herrera.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I want to add on to the compliments about McNary High School because I've seen it firsthand, and it starts with the teachers, the administration, all the way down to everybody. I mean, really does take a village because we've watched these, in my case, kids have come and they've really shined. And I think it's due to a lot to the teachers and the administration over there because they have a top-rate attitude. I like that. First class, like we say. Anyway, I attended a bunch of meetings you want to hear about, but I'm looking forward to the community which is the Thanksgiving one's always the best with the turkey and stuff. So come on over and join us and gobble till you wobble. How's that? I want to say congratulations to my good friend, and these are members of the People of Color Caucus, which I have a great relationship with. Vanessa Hartman won District 4th, and she's the second Indigenous person to be elected after Teresa Alonso. And kudos to her, and she's an incredible young lady. And also to Daniel Nguyen, who is now, was a former Lake Oswego City Councilor, and now he's with District 38. He was elected, and that was great. So anyway, it's good to see those guys progress and move on. That's so awesome. Civil War coming up this week, and I predicted the Ducks are going to win. Any takers? Any takers? At least Hirsch was here. Also, like I say, the Thanksgiving coming up, be careful to, I hope, we feel like we're blessed and we always are thankful, and that's something that we should carry on, not only Thanksgiving, but, a lot more, especially with all the crap going on. And the shooting over at Colorado Springs was horrible. Mm-hmm. And my heart goes out to those people when they have a safe space, and not even in their safe space, they can be safe. And it's very sad, especially with all the LGBTQ, trans, all the stuff going on. It just adds to it, and that's why people should learn about it, in my opinion. Okay, also I want to thank our city people for the parks folks do a great job at our park. I noticed our park. Well, I live in the 50-yard line of our park, so you see a lot of the guys, and I really kudos to our mower over there. Franklin does a wonderful job, and I got to tell you, the neighborhood loves that guy. He's just awesome. I mean, he takes time to talk to kids and go do his job. He's amazing. And I really appreciate that work ethic and community ethic, I think, too. So coming up, we have, I have my last board meeting with the League of Oregon Cities, which will be nice, our little banquet. On December 7th, with Mano Mano will be my last I'm kind of phasing out a lot of my work, and we're gonna have a dinner on the 7th for the, might go away, I guess, and the send-off. And then on the 8th, of course, we have our banquet with the League of Oregon Cities Board, and that's always a lot of fun. I'll miss those guys. That's all. Just be careful up there, and oh yes, there's one more thing. Thank you very much. You know, we have that. It's been 3 years since they've had the holiday. They call it the Christmas holiday party, and it's going to be Saturday, December 3rd, from 9 to 12, and it's the 80th annual. They've had it forever. Of course, we stopped during the pandemic, and this year, I guess I was talked into being a Santa Claus. So. Stacy talked me into it. So we have a real big Santa Claus this time. So I hope to see you there. Bring your families. It's a lot of fun. They have music, movies, goodies for kids, and it's very entertaining. And hopefully you can make it. Thank you very much. That's all.
All right, thank you very much. Youth Counselor Sarmiento.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So this past week, we had an APT show for McNary at the Rec. It was from November 16th and November 18th from 6 to 10, I believe. The Mary Poppins musical at McNary is coming up soon. It's from January 25th to 28th and February 1st to 4th. Winter sports started this last week. Practice started on Monday. It's the wrestling, basketball, and swim team, which I am a part of. This past week on Thursday, we also had an AVID showcase where AVID representatives from all of the Pacific Northwest came to see McNary and what we do as an AVID program. I was part of the panel, and we just discussed what it was like at McNary. And then NHS is participating in the Miracle of Christmas, and we will be collecting food donations. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Madam Mayor.
Yes, Councilor Reed.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to clarify that the AVID tour that Youth Councilor Sarmiento referred to was part of our I'll say duties, privileges of being an AVID demonstration school, a national AVID demonstration school. And so AVID is the program Advancement via Individual Determination, and it's a nationwide program, and McNary went through a huge, very long and involved process of becoming a demonstration school so we can show people how it's done. And so this was a huge honor, but also people were very impressed. So I just wanted to highlight that and just add on to that a bit. But thank you. And Youth Councilor Sarmiento was one of the panelists and one of the big guides of the day and made us look very good.
Well done. Councilor Kohler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and also congratulations on a successful orchestra concert.
Oh, yes, thank you.
One of the many talents and many things that you're involved with. Fantastic. I just have a couple of things to add tonight. You've heard a lot about what's going on, and everybody else in this community is also heavily involved in so many things. Did want to circle back on Expo Negocios by the Latino Business Alliance. It was extremely well attended, a very successful event for Latino businesses, for networking across all the businesses in our region. And big shout out to our city staff, Lily Vaughn and her staff, for helping this be a very successful and welcoming event right here at our Keizer Community Center. That same day, I was invited to be a part of the Veterans Day Assembly at Salem Academy. The featured speaker was Colonel Jim Mitchell, and it was a great opportunity to finally have that event also back in person to honor and thank and salute the veterans in our community and who have served our nation. On the 11th, I attended the Joys of Living Assistance Dogs JLAD graduation. This was another group of dogs and people who are now paired, where these dogs provide tremendous life, independent living services for people living with so many different mental, emotional, and physical needs. And so congratulations again to the Joys of Living, the JLAD program, for providing great dogs and great partnerships. Also going on, I was not able, unfortunately, to attend the Confederated Tribes of Celeste Indian Restoration Celebration Dinner. My flight was delayed and I was not able to get back in town in time. But I did want to extend my congratulations and to the folks at the Celeste Tribal Nation as they continue to celebrate and, more importantly, continue to advance and as their nation continues to thrive. On this last Saturday, we did have Coffee with Kathy, the November edition. It is now on KeizerTV.com. I want to thank Betty Hart from the Keizer Fire District and Ramiro Navarro from Chariots who were on the program. There's a couple of folks who weren't able to make it, but I did want to, and I see Colleen Bush from the Keizer Fire District is here tonight. A couple of big events coming up. The Santa Breakfast is back. It will be on the 11th of December. Come on down and enjoy a great pancake breakfast, visit with Santa, and it's going to be so much fun to have that event back at the Keizer Fire District. Also, the following Saturday, which I believe is the 17th, that will be Candy Cane Day, and folks who want to bring their kids to the fire district to visit with Santa and get a candy cane can do so. The days of sending everybody out all over the community, that's just way too difficult to accomplish anymore because our city is bigger. And so the change to having people come down to the fire district has worked really well. So thank you to the Keizer Fire District, the volunteers, staff, board for helping make these two great events happen. And in the middle of all that, continue to provide public safety for our community. So thank you very much. Couple of things coming up will be the Salem-Keizer Area Transportation Studies. SCATS will meet tomorrow in our regular monthly meeting. On next Monday, I will do a tour at Grace House, which is one of our transitional housing programs right here in the Salem-Keizer area. And the Homeless Alliance will be meeting with the executive committee on the 29th. I do want to point out for folks who want to volunteer, donate, help out, the PIT count, point in time count, is coming at the end of January. It'll be on 3 dates, the 24th, the 25th, and Saturday the 28th. So there'll be shifts to sign up for. Training will be provided to all people who want to volunteer. We will also be looking for donations for supplies and materials that we can also give to people who are experiencing homelessness as we do outreach to bring people out of homelessness into appropriate, safe, secure, sanitary, and dignified shelter. So that work will be going on. People want to volunteer at the warming shelters, please go to the website and to the Facebook page for Community Action Arches program, and you can get all the information there on how you can get involved with the warming shelter programs here in the Keizer and Salem area. That is all I have for this evening. Is there anything, any by the ways? Okay, let's go then to our agenda input. Next Monday on November 28th at 6 p.m. we will meet in a work session to talk about our leash laws. On December 5th at 7 p.m. we will meet in regular session. December 12th we will have a work session with our current council and our incoming councilors to go over our city council goals, review what we've been doing the last couple of years, and talk about the transition going forward with our new city council members. On December 14th, we will have a work session at 7:30 a.m. Because coffee will be involved for those of us who need that. That would be me. At the Chemeketa Community College Agricultural Center, and we will get a chance to tour that amazing facility. And then to finish out the year, we will meet on December 19th at 7 p.m. in regular session. That is all I have for this evening. Any questions or comments on the agenda input? All right. The time then is 8:12 and we are adjourned.
Go Ducks.